This not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, yeah, they talking about something. Better tune in and listen. Get the scoop they digging. It's just an open discussion. Now tell me what's your position. This not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, yeah, they talking about something. Better tune in and listen. Get the scoop they digging. It's just an open discussion. Now tell me what's your position. Lady Roscoe on point. She gon' tell you the drill. You got Yoko Camille. All work, no play. She gon' give you the spiel. Let's talk about it. What's the truth? They just keeping it real. Square business, that's the deal. They gon' speak on something, just pick a topic, get it poppin'. Not your average type of show, they keep it rockin', ain't no stopping. Controversial, who cares? We taking over, keep on watching. Motion steady on go, anticipation got 'em flocking. Ain't nothing average about it, just keep glad that you found it. Tell a friend about it, know we all about it, so we gon' speak about it. Yoko, Camille, and Lady Roscoe, leave no doubt about it. Scream it out from the mouth, this not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, they talking about.
Welcome back. Welcome to Not Your Average Podcast. I'm Yoko Camille.
And I am Lady Roscoe.
So how was your week? How have you been?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Life is lifing.
Oh my God. Tell me about it. Life is definitely lifing. I get a text from my aunt the other day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my uncle, he's in the nursing home. He goes to dialysis. We've been going through such difficult times with him because, you know, he'll either pull out his needle and the doctors won't see him. So we have to have find somebody to sit there with him, or else they said, you know, he won't be seen because, you know, he's steady pulling out the needles. Well, last week while he was on the van at the nursing home, or going somewhere, the van driver shut his hand in the door.
Oh.
He broke his hand.
That's terrible.
How are you not paying attention where you shut his hand in the door? How? He's in a wheelchair. So obviously you have to make sure he's in completely before you shut the door. What are you doing?
This was getting in the vehicle?
I don't know if it was getting in or getting out, but regardless, you have to pay attention.
Yeah.
That's a whole hand.
That's scary. I've closed my finger in like the door before. Have you? Like, that's terrible.
Oh yeah. I know how the fingertips feel. I can just imagine your hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's the same hand he gets dialysis in.
That's so sad.
It's the same arm. So we're already struggling to get him dialysis. Now this is just another hurdle that we have to go through. And then they're transferring him to Arkansas, where my sister is, because she works at the dialysis center there, and she'd be able to watch him while she's at work. But she still has to do her job too.
And where does he live now?
Well, he's here in Texas, in Giddings, Texas. Okay. But he's gonna have to get transferred to Arkansas. So yeah, that's one thing of my week.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But that's hey, trying to stay positive.
Hey, definitely. When the world is on your shoulders, it seems hard to do, but just push through. Like,
yes,
like
you mentioned something about praying through about it or whatever, and I didn't text you back, but I was already hurting stuff. But I was like, that's one thing we definitely gotta stay up on and get up on, because
I don't know. I'm not like, I don't shove things in people's face. If you just need to meditate, then meditate. Yeah. I just feel like, just help yourself, ease yourself, and it'll help you think better and make better decisions to help others.
Very true. Very true. Well, and the positive thing about this weekend, I did some cakes and some of my desserts, and I sold them at his job and some of the other car dealerships. And, I sold out of everything I had, which was, pretty good. I gave some samples away,
amazing.
To people who have never tried them before. But for the most part, I sold out of everything, and that was exciting.
That is really good. Now, that means now, commercials where we're gonna
I want to do like a they did a little pop-ups or whatever. I would want to do one of those.
I think you should, and I have a great place for you.
We should definitely like do one of our events, and I have some of my desserts and stuff there, and we just promote that way, because I'm not really good at talking, even though podcast, but
right, you're doing it right now. You're advertising,
right.
You're talking about it. This is one of
that's because it's me and you. I know you talking to strangers. You a stranger. I gotta sell my business to you. Yeah.
Yes, they're delicious. You gotta get testimonials. You gotta get pictures and people.
I know. I have a card downstairs actually. My very first sale. The gentleman and his wife, they wrote me a postcard.
That's so nice.
I was trying to take a picture with it by my mixer, but it was too dark over there. But it says, Yoko, thank you so much for the desserts. They were everyone's favorite. We really appreciate you for making them so last minute. They were super delicious. We will definitely be buying these again from you. And the pains. So, I was like, oh, I gotta do my first, thank you note and everything. Businesses don't really get thank you notes. So
yes,
for a beginner, and I was very appreciative and everything. So yeah.
Yes, that's
and
great.
Then this one guy, I was walking through the dealership with the little tray. I had like 7 strawberry left and some peach cobbler too. And he was like, I want all your strawberry. he took all 6. This other lady, she wanted to try. So I was like, you have to, give her one. She hasn't tried one. But yeah, he was going to take the whole tray if nobody else had one. Like, yeah. He was like, I want the whole thing. Like, why you didn't tell me? I would have gave you the whole thing.
Yeah, he wanted to clear you out of house.
Hey, I don't mind. Place your order.
Good job.
Right, but that was part of my week.
Well, that's positive. I think that's great, and I actually like that a lot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Get into some of these topics, girl.
Hot topics.
So we're not gonna do it like we normally do with our main topic, and then we break into like what's really popping around the world. So I just want to get into this main little clip that's been going around. So one of my favorite podcasts, Shits and Gigs, went on flagrant something fake flagrant with Andrew Schultz. Yeah. I'm getting it all mixed up. But anyway, they went on there, and most people know Andrew Schultz, his type of comedy, if that's what you want to call it. He went and said some little jokes about, they were talking about the black girl effect.
Okay.
With a man of another race get with a black girl, we glow them up, make them look better than they did, before they got with us. And he said something in the line of black men or something, they get away from black women because they're abusive. Then they always fussing and some just stupid crap. Yeah. And they did a lot of laughing, hardcore laughing, not just, there is nervous laughter. And then there's, I really think this is funny laughing. And once you look at it and then you hear their apology, it doesn't really sit hand in hand. Then there are old videos of them saying, Fuhad was saying that he was, seeing this white thing and this white girl, they normally say thing. So I was saying it in their language, not calling her a thing. But just clarifying for the listeners. But she was they were watching this show, and there was a black girl on there. And she said, man, I'm jealous. I wish I was her. I wish I was black. And he was like, are you out your mind? Are you kidding? Like, you're winning. You're white. You're winning. Like, why would you want to be black? He was like, not that there's anything wrong with being black, because, you know, I love being black. And then James tuned in and was saying, like, because if you were black, you wouldn't get no black men anyway. And it's like, so that's what you really feel about us? And so I actually heard this other podcast. I think his name is Ryan Smith. I think he used to play football. Anyway, he made a good point. He was saying that they are not from here. They're from another place where racism isn't as in your face as it is here. So maybe they don't know how to handle it, so to speak. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is there's a few points here, right? And the thing is that the European standard of beauty has unfortunately been ingrained across the planet, even as far as India. And it's like, some people don't want to admit it, but it's the truth. But there's to the point of the shits and gigs where he was making the comment, like, if she was black, a black guy she wouldn't be with one anyways. They were saying that the studies show that black women's partners are black men. So they have partners. They're with black men. They're not outside of the race. They were also saying that black women tend to be more loyal to their race than other races. You know what I mean? And I do not take offense to ignorance. So I don't take offense to it, because to me, everything that was said that they commented on is just ignorant. And you can't get mad at people who don't know. I'm not calling them stupid, but there is a bit of ignorance there.
It is. And I think that they should have prepared more by researching the podcast they're going on. See that this is something that he normally does. So you won't allow him to do that to y'all. Because like one more, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just had a thought back to Andrew. My thing is he's just the typical white guy who spins on these racist jokes, but those are kind of dated. Like, that kind of behavior is dated. And also, I feel like he may have taken offense. You know how people feel like they're attacked, so they attack back? Like, they're over here praising the black girl and then talking about what happens when they get a white guy and she upgrades him. But he may not like black women, and he may not feel like he needs to be upgraded. So that could have been an attack. And then him making those jokes was a defensive mechanism,
but the whole thing is, like, he brought up the conversation. So I think it was just something to bait them in, and he did. They weren't prepared. They didn't do their research. They didn't see that that's the shit that he normally does. And like, the only thing, like Angel from Kev on Stage in their podcast, the one thing she said was black women just wanted them to, defend us. We always are defending black men and other people and doing things for other people. When is there going to be a time where someone stands up for us and says, it's enough? That's not funny. I
understand.
Yeah. Crazy.
It gets down the rabbit hole. They may have not done their research because they may have seen him opposite of Charlemagne when they're on their podcast. So in their mind, he's a safe guy to be around. because he's sitting next to a black man. But
Yeah.
this is a different setting. It's not the same setting you're going to bring to Charlemagne. Charlemagne holds up a certain demeanor, and he has to because he's always being scrutinized. So you can't say those type of jokes on that podcast.
Yeah, and I don't even know if Charlemagne is like the right person to defend us anyway. Like, I don't know.
No, I'm not saying.
No, I know what you're saying, but I'm like, them being on a podcast is just basically like the same people. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
What's going down with it, man? It's your boy Big Tone P, Mel Ride Entertainment in the building. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go follow me on IG, Big_Tone_P, and Big Tone P on YouTube. Go like and subscribe to their channel. Shout out to Yoko Camille and Lady Roscoe. Not Your Average Podcast, man. Shout out. Much love. You know what I'm saying? Peace.
Girl, could you imagine, one day having a dream of, you're working on Wall Street every day and you're like, you know what? I want to open up a restaurant. So you decide, you're going to start getting things together for your restaurant while you're still working on Wall Street and taking care of your daughter at the same time. Then all of a sudden, your dad dies. And, you're Indian, so, y'all have prayers and things. So you decide to put off your restaurant until, opening your restaurant until after, prayers and everything done. Your dad died because he killed himself. So that's like a whole nother thing on top of everything else, you're already dealing with. So, you're stressing over that. You're stressing over opening up your restaurant. You're still working in your 9 to 5. You decide, you're happy in life. You don't want a man, you good. And then all of a sudden, this tall, dark, and handsome man walk into your restaurant. And he tells you, that his name is Jerry and he's a cop and a detective for, the Brooklyn PD. And, he buys food all the time and his office is actually right down the street. So he can come in basically whenever he wants to. So, he tells you he works, for the police department and somehow a security firm. Don't know how that really got in there. But, he comes in the restaurant and he notices that your cameras aren't pointing in the right direction. And he offers to come in one day and fix it for you. So, he comes in one day, he fixes your cameras. He just started doing odds and ends here and there. He go takes your car to get washed. He go takes, put gas in your car. Just things to make your day easier. So you start seeing him more and more. Y'all start going to movies. And about a year later, y'all start dating. So you introduce him to your family. He tells them he's with NYPD. He shows them the gun. He makes them feel like he's your knight in shining armor. He's the perfect person for you. He's going to keep you safe. He's with the police department. What could possibly go wrong? All right. So one day, about 2 years go by, and you've talked with him about your dad because he's like the only person you could talk to, because you can't talk to your family about the death because he committed suicide, y'all, not really Indian, y'all from Ghana, but I think they have some kind of Indian background. But anyway, about 2 years go by, you're at the restaurant, and all of a sudden, you get a phone call. So you're down in your little office in the basement, you answer the phone. They start asking, is this so-and-so, so-and-so? And you're like, yeah. And they start asking if, sit down, they got something to tell you, and you're not going to like what they got to tell you. So you like, okay, what is it? And she started telling you Jerry isn't who he say he is. She's his wife, and he has 2 kids. And she was like, okay, well, if you're his wife, where do you live? Because he stays with me a lot. And she was like, well, I live in Brooklyn and he lives with his mom a lot, so he's not really home. And she was like, okay. And she was like, well, what does he do for work? And she was like, her wife was like, well, let me guess. He told you he's a cop and a detective. And she was like, yeah, which one is he? She was like, neither. So, okay. So y'all sitting up talking or whatever, you getting all the information that you need to get. You go upstairs and you tell Jerry, so I just got off the phone with your wife. Oh, don't believe her. Don't believe nothing she says. She's just a liar. So is she your wife or not? Yeah, but no. But yeah. Okay, so which is it? Well, she needed to get her green card, so we got married. Okay, but I understand if you're gonna get married, you have to stay together for a certain amount of years. For if you have to get a green card. But you got kids with her, so what's the deal, man? That's all it is. We don't we're not together. It was just for the green card. Okay, well, we're done. It's over. I don't want to see you no more. Deuces. Bye. Okay. Months go by. Months go by. And you tell Jerry that you want your key. And so he decides one Sunday to come by. When so happened, no one's there. No one's home. Your daughter's not home. No one. It's just you. And he comes to the back door and he knocks on the door. And you open the door, but not the screen door. You're like, what do you want? And he was like, I come to bring you your key. She was like, I don't want to talk to you. You can give me my key and go about your business. So he convinced you to let him in or whatever and talk. And while he's talking, you see that he has his gun on him. And he's trying to convince you that y'all can be together and work things out and all of this. Now you're telling him no and all this. So he decides he's going to rape you. And after he rapes you, he tells you that we can work through this. We can still be together. He loves you and all this type of stuff, and tells you don't call the police. So, you wait till he leave and everything. You lock the door. And, of course, you go call the police. The police department doesn't believe you because Jerry's a cop, remember? So he doesn't believe you. And while you're on your way home, you get pulled over by the cops. And they ask your name and everything. And then they bring you in for questioning. And they start questioning you about pulling people over, robbing them with a gun, pretending that you're a cop. And so you're like, you don't know anything about it. You call your mom and everyone tell them, because at this point, they're arresting you. They have you in a lineup and there's someone picking you out of a lineup. They have phone call, 911 calls of people calling in saying that you robbed them. The first person, no license plate. The second person, a partial license plate. And the third person gives the whole license plate. You end up going to jail for months, almost a year, if not a year, for them to finally find out because one of his friends confronted one of the people that said that you were a cop and were committing these crimes. He confronted him and made him tell the truth. But he thought he was telling him to tell the truth. He told the guy, your ex-boyfriend, what was going on. He had him arrested. The guy that was trying to help you, he had him arrested. And when he started talking to the DA and some other things, and I think like another lady or something came out, and that's how they found the truth, that it was him, that he was lying. All the time that he had paid or told these people that he was going to pay them to lie on this. He was threatening them and all this other stuff. But the whole time, he never paid them. So they was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell, even though they're gonna get in trouble because they made these false police reports. Yeah.
It sounds like an
The worst ex ever. That's the name of the show. The Worst Ex Ever.
It's a show
on Netflix. Yes.
Sounds like a show because
yes.
the way that I'm confused. So the wife called and was like, "You said he was a cop," so then she was implying he wasn't a cop, but then like all of a sudden she calls the cops and now he's friends with the cops. And then
so he's always been friends with the cops because I think he was an informant. And then somehow he had like a security business, so that's how he would. And then he's staying over there, so he was able to get DNA samples and put it in places and just these different things just to set her up. And of course, he was washing her car and stuff, so. Of course, he had her license plate number to tell these people and give the description. So he made her life hell for no reason.
I see. This is a little disturbing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. If you haven't watched it, you should definitely watch it.
Jesus. Say a prayer. I need to...
So could you imagine also being on death row and just hours before your sentencing, a friend testifies that he lied?
Oh, that's not a friend.
So it's this man, Freddie Owens, who is accused of killing a store clerk in 1997. And he wasn't even at the scene of the crime. So supposedly Owens was said to be executed on Friday at 6 by lethal injection. But hours before, his lawyers filed a sworn statement from Stephen Golden, his friend and co-defendant on the case. Now, Golden's testimony during the trial helped land Owens in prison. But on Wednesday, Golden admitted that he blamed Owens for the murder because he was high on cocaine and was pressured by the police.
Could
you imagine? Now, he also said that Owens wasn't even at the store when the murder took place.
Is this a true story?
Yes, he was scared of the real killer and still is, but he blamed his friend. He said he came forward now because he didn't want Owens to get executed for something that he didn't do.
Now the case might open, right?
Huh?
Will the case get reopened?
I mean, it's okay. Yeah, it says so. This weighed heavily on his mind, and I want to have a clear conscience. That's what he said, right? So who is it? The DA, the prosecutors say several other witnesses testified that Owens bragged about killing the store clerk, Irene Graves, even though there was no other witnesses. And his former girlfriend testified that he confessed to the murder also. They argued that Golden's decision to change his story now shouldn't be enough to stop the execution, which is crazy because he has lied under oath and shouldn't be trusted. So he lied, but you still don't want to give Owens a last chance to avoid death.
So lying again.
Right. So South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster communes his sentence to life in prison. Yeah. And they said the governor said he will follow the historical tradition and announce his decision minutes before the lethal injection begins. So they're not going to even they're going to try to find out, but they're going to wait to the very last second. They've done that before. I don't think that's right. What if they get the information right after they didn't start this injection? Then what?
Look, that's a dead man walking.
He already is. That's some foul shit.
Because that makes you half paralyzed.
Man.
Maybe they need a lawsuit. Shoot, nobody gives more money than the city.
Man. Girl.
You can get $26 million. And that ain't even gonna put a dent in what's going on in the city. They got billions of dollars.
Get me some of that money that y'all ain't want to give me.
Shoot, I should have sued one time. I popped my tire on one of these little road concretes, and they had like a one of those metal things sticking out of the concrete. Like the concrete was chipped, and there was a metal wire sticking out, and I popped my tire. But I was like, I don't even know who to call for this, so I didn't go.
And you talking about sue the city? He need to sue the state.
That's a true one. That would be even more money.
So yeah, them. I want the state money.
$100 million.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Around the World and Back, the segment of our podcast where we talk about the latest current events happening around the world. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn something new. And we talking about these husbands and stuff. Can you imagine trying to divorce your husband, and then your estranged husband come in with a group of men and to your office and try to shoot it up and take it by force?
The house? The office?
Your business. What? They try.
Wait,
I'm gonna see if I can show you. On this. They're trying to. I guess that's the police trying to break in.
Why is the police are part of it?
I don't know. Yeah, this is the part that I saw. When you hear the gun. Yeah. Her husband them trying to take over her building. Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Why are we trying to do mission style takeovers? What is this? People have been watching Power too much.
Girl, I don't understand.
This is real life. Cameras are everywhere and the police are real.
That is true. Like, if you didn't earn it, what makes you think that you can forcibly take something? That doesn't belong to you. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, anyway, we were talking about the diddler and his little freak off. So in the little 14-page indictment that I saw, one thing that stuck out to me, it says that among other things, when facilitating for the freak offs and booking hotel rooms for the freak off, they would tell the employees, to stock the hotel rooms in advance with the freak off supplies, including controlled substances, baby oil, lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. And then the personal assistants and, the staff and the other people would have to clean the hotel rooms after the freak offs to try to mitigate any room damage. They would have to arrange for travel for the victims. Also, for the victims, the commercial set workers, and of course, combs to and from the freak off. Resupply combs with requested supplies, which if that's, large sums of cash to pay for the sex workers. After everything is over, they would make sure they'd have to schedule the IV fluids to be delivered, because after such extensive and strenuous activities, and for as long hours as they're going, they need to rehydrate and feel better from all the drugs and everything that they were doing. So yeah, and they, like we said, law enforcement said they seized, supplies from the freak off, which included narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. Baby oil and lube. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Ooh-wee. That is intense. I was watching something on YouTube and they pointed out. So Diddy was in a movie a few years back called Get Him to the Greek. You ever seen it? Has like Russell Brand in it, and it's got the guy off of I cannot remember that damn movie. Well, I don't know. I cannot think of his name right now, but he's in like 22 Jump Street with Channing Tatum. Anyways, so this movie, Diddy's in the movie, and they referenced a scene. So the whole movie, he pretty much plays himself, and he plays this pop star who lives an extravagant lifestyle. So, the guy's name is Jonah Hill. So he calls Diddy. Yeah, and he was like, "Oh my God, they're over here. I think they want to put drugs up my ass." And he was like, "Then put the drugs up your ass." Like, Diddy said it in the movie. And then there was parallels to him running down the hallway, and then they like showed the footage of him running down Cassie.
So it's a video that was on TikTok of Diddy and Tracy Ellis Ross, and I love Tracy Ellis Ross. And I was like, man, I hope this ain't something that's gonna make me not really like her. So anyway, they taking shots, and they got her pattern product or whatever, pattern here, and just say this is like the shot glass, and then my
camera died. Hold on, okay,
let me pause.
Yeah,
I have it. Just one moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. So watch her.
What is this flavor? What's that flavor?
I need some conditioning.
Put that conditioner in your hair right now. Okay.
Now watch her. Watch her.
Oh, pattern. Hold on. Oh my God. My hair is having an orgasm right now. Oh my God.
Now tell me, is she really drinking it?
I cannot drink that whole thing.
It's just the look that she gave him.
What are you
and it doesn't
about?
look like she really drunk.
All we gotta do.
Maybe it's just me.
Wait,
maybe
what
it's
did you
just me.
say? I
But it
missed
did
it.
not seem. Huh?
I was saying I didn't hear it because the video. What did you say?
Oh, I said, is it just me, or does it seem like she didn't take that shot? She didn't drink it.
She didn't drink nothing. The whole glass was still full.
Yeah. Like she looked baby sips and put it up, but she didn't drink that.
Right.
And that just shows like people knew what was going on. Like they're not taking the drinks. They're not really.
He's like, thanks, I'm just here. Mm-hmm. Let me mingle a little bit. Let me show my face and whatever you guys do.
Let me
later.
promote my product. Let me promote my product, but really engaging and doing the other stuff. Yeah, no. So yeah.
That doesn't surprise me because Tracy did an interview where she said growing up, her mom was always home growing up. Her mom always would literally perform somewhere and flew home to make sure that she was there to put them to bed and dinner. So that type of behavior, she's already thinking, okay, I go out, I go home, so maybe
Yeah.
that's where she gets it from. I don't know.
Which is good to have that, because these other people out here is crazy.
Keeps your name out of mess.
Man. So it's two other things that I want to talk about. So first, there is this place, New Dela, Texas.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's in Dallas County or something like this. Well, anyway, there is some kind of program going on where there is the medical examiner's office has signed a document saying that it is a program with UNT, the University of North Texas, and their science department, where instead of the coroner's office burying the poor people in graves like they're supposed to, they, I guess, sell them to or give them to UNT. UNT then turns out and rents the body part out to other organizations. And that saves the coroner's office money from burying these poor people.
The medical
without
field,
their without their loved ones' knowledge.
the medical field has been widely known to have very shady practices. They're only supposed to be doing these to people who have offered to be organ donors or who have signed off their bodies for science. And this is very unfortunate to have that happen with these people, because I would sue. I would sue if my kid or my child or my parents or myself, if nobody signed up and said, okay, I offer myself to science, or I offer my organs to be donated or, viewed, then you shouldn't be doing that. I heard they do the same thing when it comes to women's placentas, and the same thing with like umbilical cords. They take these things and they donate it to science. Like I saw a video on TikTok of a girl. She had a stillbirth, and she was trying to get the child. Her mom wasn't there yet. She was young, and her mom wasn't there yet. Her mom came back and she's like, you need to bring us back the baby. You need to bring us back the body so we can, do what we need to do with our proper services and all this stuff. And they were like, oh, we don't know where the body is. And you're like, wait, I don't understand how that's possible.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I just don't understand people sometimes.
Yeah.
Speaking of not understanding people sometimes, on our last episode, we talked about the debate Trump and Harris. So Friday, I told you I went and, sold my desserts to his job. And I also went and visited one of my old neighbors. I would go get her wine whenever she needed me to, or, whatever, because she didn't want to get out the house. She had surgery on her knee, blah, 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 whatever. So I go to visit her, hadn't seen her in a while. And when I pulled up, I seen the big-ass Trump sign on her window. Ew. Okay. I didn't see. You wouldn't have had that up if I was still staying here, but okay, whatever. Go to a door to knock. Trump sign on the door. Wow. Okay. Get in the house, we're not going to talk about Trump, so whatever. It's fine. So, we're sitting talking. She offered me, a beer, ham a beer, whatever. We're talking about other things. I gave her one of my pieces of cake, tell her about the other things I made, had conversations, talked about our skits and the other things that we're doing. And then she proceeds to say, oh, well, me and the neighbor down the street aren't talking anymore. Well, why is that? Miss Neighbor? Oh, he saw my Trump sign and said, I can't believe you're voting for him, blah, 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 blah. And started saying, well, it's for the Democrats that inflation and our meter is this high. I'm like, well, Miss Neighbor, meat prices are always going to go up. That's just part of life. It's not going to be the same that it was 20, 30 years ago. I mean, sort of has to kind of go up. That's kind of how the economy works. And then she was going on to, steady talking about meat and this and this. I was like, well, did you hear about the young lady who died because she couldn't get an abortion due to her doctors being scared of what would happen to them? That's not true. That's not true. I don't believe that. Well, she's dead. It happened. No. They would do an abortion for her if it was an emergency. So yeah, I was telling her, I was like, well, I mean, it happened, unfortunately she's deceased. They wouldn't do it. And she was like, oh, if they would, they would. And I don't know why she brought this up, but she brought up that, back in the day, when women wanted to have an abortion, they had to go to Switzerland, or Sweden or something like that. I don't really know what that has to do with right now and what I was saying. And then she just started talking about how things have been bad since the Democrats were in office. I was like, well, you do know that they have to go off the back of the person who was in office prior. They can't just automatically make things better. It's a process. That's not how things work. Oh, okay. Then she said something else. I was like, well, did you hear about Project 2025? He has nothing to do with that. Then why is his name in there over 325 times? And just like, I could see her face, getting upset. So I had to tell my friend to call me and tell me that something was wrong so that I could leave, because it was going somewhere that I don't like going. Like, that's why I don't discuss politics and religion and stuff with people, because it gets heated, and I don't need all that. I've stopped talking to people because of this, because of Trump. And people's like, oh, you shouldn't lose friends and stuff. Well, when Trump first ran for office, I was a mobile phlebotomist. And Trump said something in the line of, to us Black people, that we should vote for him, something about our children. He gonna make it better because our children aren't gonna do nothing but end up in jail anyway. Talk about our male children. Mm-hmm. My son was still in school, and I'm like, I'd be damned if you sit up and try to disrespect my Black son and think that I'm going to vote for you as a scare tactic. No, like all the horrible things that we have to go through, and I have to worry about if he's going to make it day to day. If he gets pulled over, is he going to be okay? Him being in Arkansas, going to being around these other people, is there going to be somebody that's going to lie on him and he end up in jail for the rest of his life? Is he going to get pulled over or get arrested and you find his body buried behind the police station? Like what, when we talked in Mississippi about the police station in Mississippi that had all them bodies buried? Like, there's so much stuff that we have to worry about. And for someone that hasn't experienced the things that we experienced to tell me that life will be better with a corn chip, with a Cheeto puff, no. That's not right. And I try to avoid those conversations.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I'm one of those people who, like, I'm very good at dodging after that first sentence. So When if she would have said like, "Oh, I be tripping with my neighbor and da da da," I would have been like, you know what? I'm sorry that happened. I don't really talk about it, and then I usually kind of be like, "But you know what? You have a good day," and
Right.
I do it.
I mean,
I just
like when
'cause-
people say when you've never been put in that situation, like I really didn't expect for her to bring that up. But you never know people. You don't know people's intentions. You don't really know people's spirits and how they really are until situations like that come up. She didn't try to really convince me. We both agreed that we were gonna end that conversation, but it's hard for an older white woman to understand what a 40-something-year-old black woman has been through.
yeah.
Our lives have been completely different. She may have been here a little longer than I have, but I'm quite sure my experiences have been a little tougher than hers. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Until they can walk in our shoes, they can't really tell us how we should feel.
Yeah. I know what you mean, because it's one of those I don't even touch on it. And on top of that, I've been withdrawn from politics in general for quite some time because as the government as a whole right now has been bothering me. So I've just been kind of sitting back and like watching the shit show.
Yeah.
That is America.
And it is definitely a show. And other countries are tuning in to the BS that is called the United States via TikTok. And I think that's where the government is upset, is other places can see how much of a mess we are, and they don't like it. They can't continue to pretend that the United States is such a good place and it's such better place than this place or that place, when it's just as much of a mess as any other country. We have high crime rates, racism, homelessness, poor health care. What you could name something, and
we have the highest charge for healthcare in a first world country. Like, we are struggling. Our Americans cannot get proper healthcare, and we are in a first world country. I think we need to start thinking about our people first and focus on getting the people heard, because there's a ton of people who do not feel heard right now. And I think these politicians need to get out of their wallets, because a lot of them are in Wall Street. A lot of them are making a lot of money. And so right now, their color is green. It's not blue. It's not red. It's green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I had something else on the tip of my tongue and I couldn't think of it. Yeah. Where did the land of opportunity go? Where did it go? That's where we're supposed to be, the land of opportunity, and yet it's so hard to get an opportunity. Finding a good career, finding a job, people are having such hard times.
In general, yes, right now the job market is not as good as it should be. It is up to the government to figure out those type of jobs. We have businesses closing right now and people are out of work. So something needs to be done.
Looking to have great memories captured in time for you to see whenever you like? Want wonderful photos for any occasion? Then contact Christina for all your unforgettable moments you want to cherish forever. You can go to her Instagram page with Rain and Light, and in her bio she states from Austin, Texas to wherever you are. You can also go to her website, www.withrainandlight.com, and get started with your memories today.
your turn for the games. Do you have one? If not, I can get you.
I do not. I was not prepared for this. I'm going to be honest. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Give me about 5 minutes. If
I was
that.
gonna say, do you want me to just come up with some questions? I can quiz you. Do that right now.
12.
Put you on the spot.
Give me a topic. I'll let you pick your topic.
Uh-oh.
You got 2 seconds. I'm gonna pick it for you.
Movies.
All right. Number 1. What is the highest grossing movie of all time? Hint, is directed by James Cameron. And involves blue aliens.
Avatar?
Correct.
Are they aliens? Yeah, I guess so.
Question 2. Who was the first African-American actor to win an Academy Award for Best Actor?
Did we do this the other day? Or was that the Oscar? That was an Oscar. Damn.
Maybe. He won for his role in Lilies of the Field, 1963.
Is it him? Was it?
Oh.
This guy we were talking about last time, Sidney Poitier? I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know.
Correct.
Oh, I was like, I don't know.
Question 3. In which movie does Tom Hanks' character say, "Life is like a box of chocolates"?
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Correct. Question 4. Which movie features the famous quote, "Here's looking at you, kid"?
Here's looking at you, kid. Sandlot?
No.
Oh, wait.
This line was spoken by Humphrey Bogart in 1942 classic romance film.
He was talking to a girl, wasn't he?
Here's looking at you, kid.
I don't know. I'm not good with this one.
Casablanca.
Oh, you know what? I saw that movie
I ain't never seen it, but I know that line.
I've been in an art museum.
What was the first animated feature film to be nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards? It's a Disney film.
Is it Lion King?
No.
Is it Toy Story?
Little
Mermaid.
A Cursed Prince and a Smart Young Girl. Last guess. Cursed Prince, Pretty Little Girl.
Is it
Do,
Little Girl?
Well,
Is it
not
a woman?
I mean, I don't know.
Is she an adult? Is it a man? I don't know this.
Beauty and the Beast.
See, that's terrible because you know who else was cursed? The Princess and the Frog. He was the prince. He was cursed.
In what movie does a scientist say, "We were so preoccupied with whether or not we didn't stop to think if we should"?
Weird Science? You said what science is?
This film involves dinosaurs and a chaotic park.
Oh, Jurassic Park?
Yeah. Question 7. Which actor has portrayed Batman the most times in live action films?
Michael Keaton.
Wrong.
Bale. Wait, Scott Bale.
Who? He ain't played Batman, have he?
Yeah, he played the
Scott Bale.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, isn't that the guy from American Psycho?
Scott Baio. Scott
I
Baio is.
don't know. I have no.
Well,
clue.
you're wrong, but Scott Baio is. He definitely didn't play Batman. He played in The Fall Guy and The Nanny and Charles and Charles. Touched by. You know who Scott Baio is?
No. You know, I'm thinking American Psycho.
This man right here.
The guy who played American Psycho.
That's not who you're talking about. That's Scott Baio.
I know him. That's not him. Isn't
That's
that the guy
not that man.
Johnny Loves Chachi? Ain't that Happy
Something
Days?
like that. Yeah.
Oh, wrong guy. No, okay. It's the guy who played American Psycho.
I don't think he played an American Psycho either.
He did. He was like.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't. Not him. Christian Bale.
He is Batman, though.
That's not. But that's not him. It's Ben Affleck.
Oh, I never watched any of his Batman movies.
Question 8.
I've never seen.
You better know this one. You better know this one, or I'm taking your black card.
Oh, it's gone.
What is the name of the fictional African country where the movie Black Panther takes place?
Oh, Wakanda.
Forever. Question 9. You have 3 more questions.
Jesus.
In what 1990 film does a computer hacker discover the world as he knows it is a simulation?
War. The Game of War.
No.
With Matthew Perry.
No.
Not Matthew Perry. I mean Matthew Broderick. Game.
No.
War Game.
No. No.
Fuck. It's when he
steps into a world that's a simulation.
Oh, he steps into it. Tron?
It stars. If I tell you this,
shit.
I'm just gonna skip that. Okay. It has iconic slow motion action scenes.
Was that a hint it gave you? Oh, The Matrix. The Matrix did it come out in 1990?
Yes.
1990 or was it 1999?
1999.
Oh no. Okay, that's why I got confused.
Okay.
You should have
said, and you better have got my little slow mo back here.
The Matrix.
No, question 10. Which movie won the first ever Oscar for Best Animated Feature?
Did we just talk about this?
Mm-mm.
What is this? Snow White?
It's about a something and his love for a princess. I could have said those words, but I would gave it to you. A green ogre.
Shrek?
Yes.
They won an Oscar? That's pretty cool.
Who directed the film Inception? I wouldn't know this.
No, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Christopher Nolan. I have no idea who Christopher Nolan is. Last question.
I think that was 5 more questions.
In Star Wars, The Emperor Strikes Back, which character famously said, "No, I am your father"?
Darth Vader.
That is correct.
I didn't know which episode it was. We all know he said it. There's like 40 movies.
Like Ty tried to get me to watch some of those. I watched some, but I can't tell you anything that happened in anything. All I know is lightsabers came out. They was fighting the black and white guys. The whatever those things called. Yeah, I don't know. Stormtroopers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
then
okay.
the
I
dude,
stuck to the movies too. I didn't really like the shows too much.
that one black dude that's in there that nobody likes in none of the movies he played. What is his name? He played in Breaking Bad. He worked at the chicken place.
Oh, the Gustavo, the Spanish dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson was in a couple of them, and then he got killed.
You breaking up.
Oh, I said Samuel L. Jackson was in a few of them, but then he got killed.
Yeah. But yeah, Sue, that's a wrap for me. We can do it. Have a dance break.
Have a dance break.
Well, yeah, we can just tell them a little bit about some of the things we got going on again and again. In about 2-3 weeks, we'll be filming our second short film. You can still check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube for videos to pop out weekly. We're going to try to be more consistent on the podcast. Check out Babes Bakery on Facebook. That's BABES Bakery. Just Facebook. I'm on not on Instagram or anything yet. You can check me out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Yoko Camille, Yoko Stackhouse on Facebook. Yeah. And of course, Not Your Average Podcast.
Yes, definitely find Yoko Camille on the platforms.
And Lady Roscoe.
I'm in the same place too, Facebook, TikTok, X.
Y'all gotta excuse her today.
Yes.
It's been a week.
It has been a week. But we got this. We did this. We're here. Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank everybody for tuning in. We appreciate you. Hope that you all have a wonderful day. And peace out.
Peace out. Talk to you later.
Average about it, just keep glad that you found it. Tell a friend about it. Know we all about it, so we gon' speak about it. Yoko, Camille, and Lady Roscoe, leave no doubt about it. Scream it out from the mouth. This not your average podcast. You ain't talking about nothing. When they hit the highway, they talking about something. Better tune in and listen. Get the scoop they digging. It's just an open discussion. Now tell me what's your position. You know what it is. Not your average podcast. You know what I'm saying? Yoko, Camille, Lady Roscoe, y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying?